Hello guys, and welcome to episode 12 of my Burning Baltics campaign in Stir Division 2, playing on the Axis side. Previously we finally made the attack across the river, and we managed to destroy a couple of units entirely, thanks to being able to attack them after they were disorganized. So that worked out really well for us. But today what I'm going to be starting by doing is moving my troops across the river, across this bridge, so that I can set up for attacks from both sides towards the Algarve. And once we capture this flag, I'm pretty sure we win the campaign. So that could happen today. It might happen in the next episode. We'll have to wait and see. But first things first, going to be moving forward my units. So I will probably just speed this one up so you guys can see a little bit of what I'm doing. But I'll be back with you guys in just a second. And that's all I'm going to do. So I basically just moved up all of the units that are full strength and not the ones that were involved in the previous engagement. I've got these two backed up by the 193rd Tank Destroyer Battalion, and if this gets attacked it will also be able to be backed up by the 2nd Battalion of the 272nd. I could actually also switch these around. I might do that. Let's just switch those around because that's pretty important, because this only has like 6, 7 and 7 with these grenadiers, whereas these other ones will have like more available. So if this gets attacked, that will still be able to defend because it's next to it. So that's moved all of those, and that's exploited the breakthrough that we've made across that bridge. That's really, really nice. The bridge hedge, you might call it. Next up, we need to move the rest of our troops elsewhere. So I am tempted to attack the 844th Rifle Regiment here with Panzergruppe Strachwitz and also the SS Battlegroup Heerthers, which has the Legionnaires. The only issue with this, if I were to attack, is that these don't actually have transport, so it would be pretty difficult, and I'd have to rely a lot on these like Panzer Grenadiers and stuff, so maybe we won't do that. I think instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to move back slightly with this group, and I'm going to move across with this group so that we can block off the 1369th from getting back to the front line. So we'll just come across to, say, here, and that will stop them from sneaking between these two units. They'll get stuck. And next turn these will probably be disorganized anyway. This unit was tailing them, so we're going to just move that up and keep doing that. I am kind of worried about this front. I think what I'm going to do is we're going to start like shifting down so we can protect the obviously the massive push we've got going through here. We really do not want to get cut off, and I do not want them technically to engage me there. I mean, it wouldn't be too bad because we'd be able to wipe out one of these, but that doesn't matter for now. Let's continue looking at the top side here. We can definitely make attacks down the road. I think taking out probably the 288th Guards Rifle Regiment is a good idea if we attacked with the 2nd SS Infantry Battalion. These guys are pretty strong. They do have 2 of their own Panzerwerfers, but in Phase A we would be at a disadvantage. So maybe we should attack the howitzers instead so that we can at least bring in the armor to help us out, because we do have Panzer IVs, we do have the T-34s. I've also got like the Panther Gs here behind that they will be arriving in Phase B. If I attack here and I bring in aircraft, then they can reinforce with both of their infantry units, which might be a good idea, because I would then be able to draw them towards the right-hand side, which would open up the road for me to move down. I don't really have much to back me up though, so it's kind of a bit of a weird move if I do that. But the whole plan of pushing down this road is so that I can move a unit up from this force to go and meet them, and then we would cut off this entire left side and we wouldn't have to worry so much about our big extension through enemy lines here. That would be the plan. I think I am going to do that. We're going to attack here with the 2nd SS Infantry Battalion. It's going to be a tough one, but we'll bring up these guys in B, which will make it a lot easier. And we're also going to bring in some aircraft, which is mostly just going to be fighters, I think. These Fokker Wolves will do nicely. Let's see. I'm also going to want to make sure that I leave at least one of these available for the next turn, because you never know when they're going to attack. We're going to use the first close support wing because the other one had Ju-87s, and I think they're more useful for armoured engagements. So that will do. Let's tactical battle. We'll set it to player control, of course, and we'll jump on in. We have a rather large map on our hands. Oh boy. This is a big attack. Look how big this is. I've only got one division. That's not great. Well, we're going to be up against the Guards Rifle Regiment and the Howitzers in Phase A. And then they have their Rifle Division HQ and the 2 Guards Rifle Regiments coming in Phase C. So we do have a little bit of time, particularly in Phase B, where we're going to have a huge advantage. And I don't think they'll be able to come back in Phase C with all of those units anyway, because we'll have way too much on the ground. So we're just going to have to kind of take it easy early on, make as much ground as we can. They don't have any defenses, so we don't have to be like crazy scared, but I'm just going to start by making a few groups here and there, and we will spread out, hopefully take a bunch of ground. So I've set up my troops, and the way I've done it is basically just spread out all the Panzergrenz, as I already mentioned, just put them in different buildings on the front lines here so that they all unload in safe positions, and then we can push on from there. I did get myself a Focke-Wulf bomber and also one of the fighters. I've also got a Pak 40 on the right hand side just to kind of counter any transports that push towards us. I also brought up an IG that I'm going to be pushing through to the edge of this tree line to help us advance onto the hill. So that's us done. Let's move on. Bringing up the Pak 40 might pay off here. We have bumped into enemy transports. We bumped into some guards on that side. Well, that is an OB. Right, we will bomb that. That's probably the first thing I want to get rid of. These Opoblets being hit, probably by AT guns. We'll strafe that. Okay. That's good. Right, we'll start pushing forwards from these positions. On the left side, or sorry, right side here. I am in a good position. I can probably bring up an AT gun actually. So we'll do that. We'll bring up one of my Pak 40s. We're going to strafe to death both of those 45mm guns. We're going to start making ground up on the left. Yeah, just going to spread out my Panzergrenz and get these pushes going. So I managed to get my Panzergrenz into MG range, so that's going to finish off one of the 45s. I'm just going to bomb the other one. This Focke-Wulf 190 only has 2 cannons, I realised, so it's not actually going to be that useful for strafing support weapons, but can still be helpful for pinning down infantry, I guess. Every time we see something like these support guns, we're just going to bomb them. And we'll slowly build up a bombing fleet of Focke-Wulfs as we push forwards with the Panzergrenz, and that will allow us to win the day, hopefully. And then if we haven't won by the end of Phase A, well, we'll definitely win by the end of Phase B because of all the tanks that will be coming in shortly after. Then again, seeing the amount of AT guns they're using, that I want to bring any tanks. We really do have a great ranged engagement against these guards. These guards only have 1 machine gun and it's a DP, whereas we got double MG34s, so absolutely ripping them at range. And also my Panzergrenz are coming in at 1 bat, which is really nice. I would bring in leaders for them to make them even more effective, but the leaders often get targeted first. So yeah, it kind of gets annoying to micro, and I end up losing a lot of leader units, so I'm just not going to bother. Another OB on the left. We've got one on the right that I'm going to take care of. That got strafed to death. This OB though has got to go, so we'll definitely bring in a bomber for that one. And that should be probably the last of the OBs that we've got to worry about. I think they have only got like 3 or 4 of them, so that should be the last one, which is good because Are really annoying units to deal with. I will bring up some more infantry here soon though, because it is getting a little light on the ground. Although I'm getting pretty light on infantry. I'm going to have to make sure I keep my Panzergrenz alive as one dies on the right hand side. More and more of these bombers coming in. I'm going to start focusing more on taking out the guards units, because they are more important for me to kill. Because they're the ones that are actually going to do damage to the Panzergrenz. The 45 mils might like chip them and pin them down over time, but the guards are really what will finish the job. Although I say that, another 45 there. Going to be causing me problems. Going to want to make sure I keep that Panzergrenz squad alive once it recovers from the fallback. We're up to 16 to 16 at least. These are actually starting to chip quite a bit. Because they're 2-star veterancy. We'll get them back out of range or out of line of sight. And we'll just bomb them from now on. We don't have to worry about it. Okay, 2 more dead. The other thing that I keep finding is like these PTRS squads sneaking around. It's kind of annoying because I want to obviously in phase B bring up a lot of reinforcements, but if they've got PTRSs everywhere it's going to be kind of frustrating to deal with. I am also getting relatively low on MG ammo on some of these squads already, so that's something we're going to have to think about as well. But the left side's more or less completely secure, so we'll go from there. Still having to make sure to bomb these AT guns, because yeah, they're actually doing way more damage than I gave them credit for. Again, I don't think I considered the veterancy. If the veterancy wasn't there, it wouldn't be so much of a problem, because I don't tend to do consistent damage so much. I am at 21 flags to 11 now, but it's still technically a minor defeat. We are going to want at least a major defeat. That would be ideal. I'm not sure how many flags we need though, maybe like 24? I feel like that's getting really close to like total victory territory, to be honest though. At least, you know, you'd expect it would be like that. Got a couple half tracks coming up with more Pioneer SVT, but we have just moved into phase B and we get a lot of extra points. So let's go and invest in some of these tanks and get my panzers rolling in. We are losing a few Panzergrenz here and there due to these AT guns, but starting to grab a couple more flags, which is good. We've only got 1 minute and 30 seconds left though. Let's try and get a move on. At least get that major victory. That's what I want. We're getting there. Even though we lost another unit. My tanks are only just arriving with 55 seconds left on the clock. Rather silly. Currently major victory, which is good. Oh, make sure we hold that major victory, please. Oh, my Pioneer SVT died. It's not good. Make sure we bomb the unit that was in here. Gotta get rid of them. Need to get rid of the PTRS squad as well, so it doesn't kill the half track. Why are we down to... Okay, there we go. 24 flags to 8. That should be enough to claim the major victory. And one problem we do have is the map on breakthrough game mode, it ends just too quickly. But we take the major victory. Nice. In the end, 76 kills, 6 losses. We lost 5 Panzergrenz and 1 Pioneer SVT. So very clean battle, more or less. I could have microed harder to avoid losing any Panzergrens whatsoever, but didn't need to. Ah, that's annoying, isn't it? Come on. It did disorganize the 1005th Guards Rifle Regiment. That's nice. But it has just left them still in our way, so there we go. We will shimmy up with my forces there, and that'll be that. Great. Over here, we are going to want to dig in with the 285th Security Division, and then we're going to want to go behind with Corps Kleffel. I'm going to want to probably just move away slightly with Battle Group Werther and just chill there. Can that not dig in? Oh, it could have dug in if I didn't move it, but that's fine. And then I'm just going to move the SS Armoured Recon Battalion Gross to help the 285th Security Division. So we'll just hold that location, and then if it gets like later in the campaign and we still haven't taken Jelgava, then we can actually bring in reinforcements here to push things back if we need to. But looks like we did what we were supposed to, so that's okay. Right, next up, we will want to look at this front, because I believe everything else... Oh no, we need to connect that down there. Next up, we're going to probably check out this bottom side. I am still trying to hold back these guys, so I'm going to continue to bombard the front unit, so they have to constantly go around. And we'll dig in the Armoured Pioneer Battalion. This unit is now disorganized, so we can destroy it, which is good. I'm just going to take 26th Panzer Regiment, we'll take that out. That's going to unlock the 40th Panzer Corps reinforcements down here, not that we really need them, because I'm probably going to keep most of this dug in. So that's dug in, that's dug in, that's dug in, that's dug in. And these guys might want to move a little bit. We could put them here and then dig them in next turn. Meanwhile, this unit can continue to put the pressure up further north. Yeah, everything else is more or less fine where it is. I'm going to make sure to bombard the unit in the front there. And we'll also bombard the Rifle Regiment as well. Otherwise, don't think there's much else that I need to do. The AA is covering all of that perfectly. So we'll head over to this right-hand side. And I need to sort out this big hole in my defense. The 638th Rifle Infantry Regiment is completely annihilated. Look on the bottom left there. They're missing all their companies. This one lost all of its infantry companies. So I'll try and work out how we're going to fix this. What I've decided to do is bring over the 107th from the left to block the road for us. They can then dig in next turn, and we'll have these two units that got really severely damaged by that attack chill out behind. I didn't actually mean to move that as far, but that's okay. And we can have the 215th sit here. We're going to use the artillery to bombard the first, so it can't attack the artillery here. And we're actually going to have to move this one back, I think, so we'll do that. But otherwise, we should be fine, because they will have to attack the 2nd Battalion of the 390th or the 3rd Battalion of the 380th if they're going to want to continue to take chunks out of us, which is fine because they are already all set up. So just going to continue the bombard there, and I believe we can bombard the 60th, maybe? No. Okay, well that would be it. Okay, nice. I think we're pretty much set up, ready to go for the next turn. Let's do it. See what happens. And we're already under attack. Oh boy, here we go. Okay, this could be a very significant battle. We have the 263rd Rifle Division HQ leading the charge. They're going to be bringing in the 732nd Rifle Regiment to back them up. They're going to have the howitzers in Phase A. They're not going to be able to bring in aircraft because I have the AA up. But they could bring in the 92nd Rifle Corps in B. They could also bring in the 10th Rifle Corps in B, which is full of IS-2s. So This could turn into quite a rough battle, but what we're going to do is we're going to back ourselves up with the 183rd Tank Destroyer Battalion. We're going to bring in the 3rd Battalion of the 272nd, and I'm going to bring in the 193rd Fusilier Battalion, mainly because I don't want to commit this 3rd Battalion of the 270th, since it's kind of going to be able to help reinforce these guys if they get attacked here as well. Not that I think that they necessarily can, but just in case. It might also be worth bringing the 93rd Infantry Division HQ instead of the 193rd Fusilier, because it has more equipment that might be useful, like the AT guns, like the Stugs and so on. So we'll do that, and then of course we probably want to bring in the Air Force. So we'll utilize the 1st Close Support Wing, because the other side will have armoured support regardless. Alright, here goes nothing. It's a tactical battle. Set it to player control and jump on in. This is actually going to be a really tough battle if they brought in their armour. They did bring in the 193rd Tank Destroyer Battalion, the 272nd Infantry Regiment, the 93rd Infantry Division HQ, and the 1st Close Support Wing. Sorry, that's us. They actually didn't bring in that much. Here we are. And this map isn't too bad for us. We are okay for infantry engagements at range, but we are going to have to be careful, although I say that. This map isn't too bad for us for longer range engagements with our infantry, but it depends really if they brought in their armour. So let's have a quick look. They have the 263rd Rifle Division HQ, the 10th Rifle Corps HQ, and the 732nd Rifle Regiment. They didn't actually bring in as much as I thought they would. So I may have wasted my 1st Close Support Wing, but this is still going to be a good battle if we win, because it will disorganize the units that are defending Jelgava. And of course, that's a good thing. So I'm going to get some troops down. We've got 80 points to spend, so it might take me a little while. I'll be back with you in just a second. I set up my troops and they're all ready to go. Let's have a quick look. On the left hand side we have a bunch of grenadiers. I've also placed a load of Pack 40s across the entire front. I've got a Grenfitter there as well to back up the Grens. A bunch of Grens just spread out here with the Pack 40 covering the road. This one's the same. Again, more Pack 40s dotted about the place with Grenadiers. I've also got an MG42 in there that I was hoping to get into one of these buildings. Then we have the troops that are pushing for the hill on the right hand side, but we're going to be playing relatively conservatively around this flag. Usually in like a multiplayer game you might actually push all the way up the hill, or at least try to, but I don't want to bump into the AI at the 50-50 because I'm going to be too busy microing everywhere. I've brought in some Pioneers to hold these tree lines, and then I've brought in some Grens up on the hill with a couple of Pack 40s there and some Grens on the right hand side. Let's get this underway, and I'm going to get my BF-109 G8 Recon plane out at the start, and I'm also going to be bringing out the Ju-87 G2 with that, which is my 37mm gun pod Ju-87. This thing's a beast. Really good at taking out tanks, but also demolishes convoys. If you like fly a recon over a convoy like this, what we can do is then just give it an order to attack all of the trucks and stuff down the convoy, and it should do it if I did it quick enough. Unfortunately, I kind of missed micro, so what we'll do is we'll try and do it on this convoy on the left instead, since we're flying in that direction. See if we can at least get these ones. Go on, Ju-87. There we go. Got a couple of them. I am going to want to kill these Maxim trucks on the left. Grenadiers have unloaded though, which is good. We're going to want to unload all of these and get rid of the OB. Oh, that's nice of them to unload that right in my face. Very good. Alright, well, Ju-87 not going to do anything. That's a lot of Maxims actually. Wow. And they're all 2-star veterancy. I'm going to have to be really careful with all of those Maxims. So it's probably just as well that I brought up the Pack 40s, because I should, if I place them correctly, start to pick them off, just like that. Meanwhile, we'll make a little bit of a push towards that flag. We'll start making a push across the open here and bring my MG with me. And we'll continue to push up more aggressively. The biggest way, or easiest way, to lose your troops in this game is really at the start of a game. After that, things get a lot more simple, and you can be a lot more careful with how you do things. Got a lovely crossfire onto these Maxims. Even if this one is absolutely demolishing my Grenadier. Just make sure to continue to fall back with that. It's going to force them hopefully out of the back garden there. And then we can shoot them with the Pack 40s further back. And once the Pack 40s are gone, once the Maxims are gone, we can actually start using the Focke-Wulfs. Should make things a lot easier. Nice bombing strikes there. I should have definitely tried to actually bomb the Maxim trucks, so we're going to do that with the next wave. Did lose a Gren here to the OB, so we'll make sure to get rid of that as well. Beautiful. Great bombing strikes. I like bringing them in threes, it looks really cool. So I opted to bring in some of the Stugs. I probably should have brought in some of the Stugs at the beginning, to be honest, because that would have been a great way for dealing with the Maxim trucks. But we're making a progress. We're 17 to 9 already. And we're going to want to keep going so we can get that major victory at least. Just got to clean out the units that are behind my lines. I probably want to clean out the units from here as well. It's nice that we get 12 points per minute though, because I can bring in so many of these bombers and they help us out so much. As this too definitely gotta go. Make sure we kill off the OB, thank you very much. Might want to take out this WC-52 Dushka, because that's going to be pinning us down kind of badly. We'll focus down the Strelki so they can't surrender us. And then we kill the Maxim. Lovely. Alright, we can see a lot of these forces now, so we'll make sure to bomb all of these units. That Gren is not in a good spot though. I will replace some more of these because definitely need more. I lost a Stug. Where did I lose my Stug? Out in the open. There's two. Got the better of us there. That's not good. So I'm not going to try and go too deep on the left hand side here. Like, there are these flags that are right at the back. It would be much easier if I just focus on taking these flags in the middle. A little bombing strike coming in there onto the Strelki. Though I did lose another Grenadier. I am actually losing more Grenadiers than I would like. More Grenadiers than I necessarily need to. They're just starting to get picked off very quickly by certain units. I have my reinforcements for the town. I'm going to try and move my Pack 40 up so that we can get it into line of sight of these roads, so that we can transport snipe the reinforcements. keep buying more bombers though. And we'll take out any annoying units. Bumped into a sniper and the 50mm mortar. Really annoying. Did manage to get a good bombing strike there though. It's nice. Move up the Stugs here on the left and they should cover off against the enemy transports coming towards us. So I might actually be able to go for this flag on the left side, so we'll push as hard as we can over there. Managed to get into the 100-meter range of the Maxim, so that stopped firing. The other thing I could start doing is bring out these Ju-87 D5s and just have them strafe units for us. And we'll do that. Will definitely be helpful. Let's check this out. Here come the Ju-87 gun runs. They actually didn't do half as much damage as I thought they would, but there we go. It is going to pin them down at least, allow my grenadiers to continue to move up. I'm going to keep pushing for these flags. Do I have more grens that I can bring in? I do. I'm bring in a bunch more to take this flag further back. I managed to take the one on the right, which is going to give us the major victory. Now it's just a matter of strafing everything. Oh, here come the IS-2s! Okay. I wasn't even sure if the IS-2s were actually in this division, but they are. Okay. Well, things might change dramatically. We're gonna have to start bombing those. And they're gonna bring in a lot of them. Well, Pack 40 did die. Managed to take out one of the IS-2s so far. Doing so much damage there. Not as much as I would like though. Both my Stugs on the right are dead. That's not good. This is actually kind of a good thing, because if we actually manage to kill some of these IS-2s, I'll be happy. And also, there's only 35 seconds left on the clock, which means that we'll probably end up disorganizing this unit and getting those extra kills, as long as we obviously keep our dudes alive on these flags. This Gren has got to stay alive. These guys have got to stay alive. Let's see if we get the kill over here. Those IS-2s. They are so difficult to kill with those bombs. But a major victory. 13 minutes, 50 seconds. Wow. Record pace. That was good. That was definitely what we needed. I didn't realise actually that it was the unit that had the IS-2s in it. 118 kills, 28 losses. I think having the aircraft made all the difference there. It allowed me to speed things up enough that when the IS-2s came in with 3 vet, by the way. Yes, they slapped all of my Stugs about, but we'd already won, so it didn't matter. That's good. In the end, we lost 4 Stugs for 1 IS-2, but we absolutely annihilated the rest of those forces there. That was really good. Has that left them disorganized? I guess we'll find out. It did. Well, you know what that means, guys. We're probably going to have a fantastic battle on our hands here, which will lead to the capture of Jelgava, hopefully. We are now being attacked down here the 1st Battalion of the 380th Infantry Regiment under attack by the 938th and the 801st, but unfortunately it has been my time, so I am going to leave it here. In the next episode, we will defend once again in this position and hopefully won't let them break through. We will have defences on our side. I guess it just depends how big the map is. That's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.